Exclusive contract novel from Feilu Novel Network. After the end of Reincarnation, I was chased by 300 female heroes. Chang'an travels through the world of comprehensive martial arts, binds to the time cycle system, and repeatedly repeats the same day. In order to quickly gain strength, he crazily sought out people for sexual intercourse, resorted to simple violence, drove straight in, and had no worries. After 100 years of reincarnation, Chang'an finally broke through to the realm of heaven and humanity, and entered the normal timeline. I thought I would start a peaceful life here. Unexpectedly, the Heavenly Way list suddenly opened, with Chang'an ranking first, and his identity, strength, and various information fully exposed. What's even more unexpected is that the girl who practiced with him during the cycle of reincarnation still has all the memories. Kill each door one by one. Li Hani said, "You've hurt me so many times, there's no way to cancel it with just one stroke." Inviting the moon. No one has ever been able to retreat completely after bullying this seat. Nangong Pui said, "When I find you, I will definitely double the rewards for everything within the cycle." Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. 1. The cycle is over. The Heavenly Way ranking has arrived. Seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Congratulations to the host for completing a cycle and obtaining 250 years of cultivation. Congratulations to the host for breaking through to the early stage of King Wu's realm. Congratulations to the host for achieving the conditions, and the cycle has officially ended. Congratulations to the host for obtaining one immortal cultivation sect. Gate Kyushu continent. Southern Song Dynasty. A deserted suburb. Looking at the vast sect in front of me, surrounded by spiritual energy in ancient and mysterious. Chang'an, dressed in white and exuding a ethereal temperament, could no longer suppress his excitement. Laughing up from the sky. Ha ha ha. 100 years, 100 years. I have finally broken through to the realm of heaven and humanity, broken the cycle, and entered normal time. Okay. Chang'an is a traveler who has been on the mainland of Kyushu for 100 years. More precisely, it's a day. Just because when he first crossed over, he was bound to the time cycle system. Continuously cycling on the same day. No matter how many things he experiences or how many people he has done on this day. When the sky brightens again, he will return to this morning. Everything around will reset. The dead can be resurrected. The injured girl will recover to her original state, no one will remember everything he did, there will be no trace of his existence in the world. However, Chang'an's cultivation and combat experience can be accumulated. According to the system rules, only by breaking through to the realm of heaven and humanity can one break the cycle of reincarnation. Chang'an is practicing crazily in reincarnation, constantly seeking people to improve his cultivation. I have put in countless efforts and essence. From the beginning of reincarnation to the present. It has been 100 years. More than 36,000 reincarnations. Next, we can finally start a normal life. The Kyushu continent is vast and boundless. Led by 9 major imperial dynasties, including the Great Qin, Great Tang, Great Ming, and Shaoqing. There are also hundreds of Xinjiang countries and regions interspersed among them. The forces between countries are complex and intricate, and the open and secret struggles have never stopped. In the martial arts world, it is even more exciting and extraordinary. Countless peerless powerhouses have left behind their wonderful legends here. During the Southern Song dynasty, there was no divine order from the east to suppress an era. In the Ming dynasty, there was an immortal emperor named Shi Tian, who lived for thousands of years and laid out the world. Within the Tang dynasty, the wicked commanded Yuan Tiangang to intimidate the strong with his supreme cultivation. After 100 years of reincarnation, Chang'an discovered that Kyushu is far from as simple as it appears on the surface. Many places hide great honey. With his thoughts returning, Chang'an began to scrutinize the reward in front of him. The alchemy room, martial arts arena, Scripture Storage Pavilion, Sect Protector Formation, and Spiritual Medicine Pavilion are all there are. Moreover, the concentration of spiritual energy inside the sect is dozens of times higher than outside, and the cultivation speed here will be greatly improved. It's truly a reward for breaking through to the Tianren mirror. It's really good. There are 3 levels of realms in the realm of heaven and humanity. King Wu, Emperor Wu, and Martial Saint. Although Li Chang'an's combat power is invincible in the world, his cultivation is only in the early stage of King Wu. Now with the assistance of this sect. Even if it's breaking the knot and reaching the true divine realm. It's also possible. After a rough inspection, Li Chang'an directly opened the sect's illusion formation and hidden the entire central gate. Immediately, his figure flashed and he was ready to leave. Finally managed to escape reincarnation. I naturally have to go outside and see what the real world looks like. But at this moment, heaven and earth undergo a transformation. Roaming and rumbling, a deafening sound emanated from above the sky. The originally clear sky was instantly shrouded in dark clouds, as if it had fallen into the apocalypse. The divine thunder of the Dao Dao pierced through the void, and it was extremely terrifying. Suddenly, a dazzling golden light appeared in the sky, illuminating the entire Kyushu region. Li Chang'an's expression froze. What is the situation? Just left the cycle and an accident happened again. Within Kyushu. Each major imperial dynasty, each major martial arts world. Everyone was attracted by the scene in the high altitude. Even in the darkest realm, one can feel the brilliant golden light. It seems to be directly reflected in everyone's mind. Under the gaze of all the people in Kyushu. In the sky, a golden scroll appeared out of thin air and slowly opened. Tianjiao ranking, open. Within Kyushu, anyone under the age of 25 can be listed based on their combat power, cultivation, talent, luck, and destiny. The Tianjiao list includes a total of 30 spots. All those who make it to the list can receive heavenly rewards, and the higher their comprehensive strength ranking, the more generous the rewards will be. The Tianjiao list is refreshed every 7 days, and the 30th to 21st places are announced today at the same time. All the information about this Tianjiao list is constantly flowing into the minds of everyone in Kyushu. Daqin. In Xianyang Palace. Surprisingly, it is the Heavenly Way list, and those on the list can still receive Heavenly Way rewards. The path of longevity that I am pursuing has arrived. After understanding all the information on the Tiandao list, Ying Zheng's aura, dressed in a black and gold dragon robe, gradually became heavy. He has been pursuing the law of immortality, almost like a crazy demon. But it never came true. Now that the 9 provinces Heavenly Way has arrived, it is an opportunity. Daming. Zhu Yuanzhang, who was chatting with a group of ministers in the imperial garden, couldn't help but feel heavy-hearted. The heavens have descended strangely. I wonder if this is a blessing or a curse for the people of our daimyo. The Ming dynasty finally settled down. If there is another natural disaster, countless people may be displaced. The Great Zhou Dynasty. In the palace. A sharp sound cut through the sky. Ah! Li Chang'an, how dare you ride? How dare you do that to me? I'm going to kill you. Wearing an imperial robe and an unparalleled elegance, Empress Wu Zhao of the Zhou dynasty looked up and shouted loudly. His face was filled with resentment. Its broad mind trembled up and down due to anger. Wu Zhao remembers that she was reviewing the memorial last night. After nightfall, he fell asleep in the palace. Now when I wake up, countless memories inexplicably appear in my mind. In memory. A man trapped in reincarnation suddenly opened her palace door. Violent intrusion. Wu Zhao's cultivation has already reached the level of a great master, and she is trying her best to resist it. However, the man's combat power was too terrifying. Just one move at a time. Wu Zhao fell into the downwind, her body was injured, and her blood was constantly flowing. This kind of scene is not once or twice. But dozens of times, even hundreds of times. P.S. For flowers, for evaluation tickets. 2. Yue Lingshan is on the list. All girls have reincarnation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wu Zhao thought that all of this was a virtual dream. But she was surprised to find out. Unexpectedly, my chest circumference has inexplicably arrived at the land immortal de Yuan man from the early stage of the Grand Master. The truth of everything. Perhaps it is hidden in this heavenly way list. Li Chang'an, let me know where you are. I will definitely not let you go. Tang Dynasty. In the Imperial Palace and Garden. After understanding the list of heavenly Tao in the sky, Li Shimin relaxed with a wicked heart. He looked at the bad handsome Yuan Tiangang standing behind him and said in a deep voice, Marshal Yuan. Among your bad people, there are countless young and strong ones. There should be many people who can make it to the list, right? Once on the heavenly pride list, you can receive rewards. How can the things given by the heavenly way be mortal? Li Shimin is very curious. Yuan Tiangang arched his hand and replied, Your Majesty, this list is arranged by the heavenly Tao. I dare not assert who can make it to the list. Although he appeared calm on the surface, a towering wave had already risen in Yuan Tiangang's heart. The sudden appearance of the Kyushu heavenly way was a coincidence. If we can seize the opportunity, perhaps we can break through to the realm of heaven and humanity. De Sui, De Yuan, the Han emperors standing at the top of secular power are also debating over this list of heavenly pride. In the world of Kyushu, there are many sentient beings discussing it. Kyushu Heavenly Pride List. As long as you can make it on the list, you can get the Heavenly Way reward. That's great. I am only 24 years old this year and have already reached the realm of innate cultivation. I don't know if I can make it to the list. Kyushu is so vast, with billions of warriors and only 30 spots, let's not think about it anymore. The age limit is 25 years old, maybe there will be a peerless genius in the realm of a master's master. As long as it can make it to the Tianjiao list. That is one of the 30 most powerful young talents recognized by the heavenly way of Kyushu mainland. Not only can it make a name for itself in the world, but it can also receive rewards from the heavenly way and elevate its strength to a higher level. There are endless benefits. Therefore, within the territory of Kyushu, those young geniuses who are praised by the world. One by one, they rubbed their hands and leaped, ready to shoot. Southern Song Dynasty. Outside the sect gate. Li Chang'an's face also showed a hint of curiosity. It's interesting that the Kyushu heavenly way will descend at this time. In the 100-year cycle, Li Chang'an has come into contact with many people's secret places. I also know many secrets of these 9 states. Now, he has just left reincarnation. But suddenly the heavenly way list arrives, what other heavenly way rewards do it bring? Obviously not simple. The reward at the top of the list is probably prepared for me. Since that's the case, let's take a look. In the next moment, Li Chang'an stepped into the sect again. I have found a fairly scenic territory. Li Chang'an took out a grand tutor chair from the space ring and lay leisurely on it. Then he turned his lazy gaze towards the sky. At the same time, the golden scroll on the sky changed again, and rows of new large characters appeared. 30th on the Tianjiao list. Yue Lingshan. Age. 19, Identity. The daughter of Wushuang, the leader of the Huashan sect in the Ming dynasty. Cultivation. Middle stage of Great Master. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. 1 Great Movement Token. With this token, you can teleport to any territory in Kyushu in an instant. At the moment of seeing this news, Li Chang'an's expression was clearly stunned. An incredible expression appeared on the face. Yue Lingshan. Shouldn't her cultivation be in the acquired realm? Why did she suddenly become a great master? Is it the cultivation within the cycle of reincarnation? Can it also enhance her cultivation in reality? According to system rules. After the end of reincarnation, no one else will have any memory or cultivation. What's going on with Yue Lingshan? In reincarnation, in order to maximize cultivation, Chang'an has repeatedly ventured into Mount Hua. Yue Lingshan has indeed practiced with him countless times. But now is the normal timeline, everything should be reset. How did she become a great master? All of this is full of strangeness. Chang'an immediately communicated with the system through consciousness in his mind. System, what exactly is this situation? Due to the appearance of the heavenly way, it has caused interference to this system. Therefore, all women who have practiced with their hosts can retain all memories and cultivation within the cycle of reincarnation. Upon hearing this answer, a strange expression flashed on Chang'an's face. Can it still be like this? In a cycle of reincarnation, everything will return to its original state. Chang'an's cultivation has always been carefree. Potions, illusions, puppetry, brute force, coercion, almost all means have been used. How convenient is it to come? I thought that no one would know about these things within reincarnation. I never thought about it. Now that the heavenly way intervenes, an accident has unexpectedly occurred. In that case, there must be a lot of trouble. If those auxiliary cultivators were to know what Chang'an had done to them during the cycle of reincarnation, how can they remain calm? I'm afraid I can't wait to cut Chang'an to pieces. We will hunt him down all over the continent. However, after 100 years of reincarnation, Chang'an's character has already been beyond the reach of others. There is not much emotional fluctuation at this moment. Everything follows fate. Keep reading. Although Chang'an's reaction was relatively calm. At the moment when the 30th place on the Tianjiao list appeared, everyone else in Kyushu was shocked. Throughout Kyushu, people's incredible voices are everywhere. How could it be possible during the middle period of the Grand Master? This is the 30th place, actually a great master, still in the middle stage. That is to say, Kyushu has over 30 great masters under the age of 25 in the mid-term, terrifying and terrifying. This Yu girl is only 19 years old, already in the middle stage of a great master, but she only ranks 30th. How terrifying should the one in the front be? The martial arts of the Kyushu continent, from low to high, are the day after tomorrow, innate, master, great master, and land immortal. Each realm has 4 stages. Early stage, middle stage, late stage, and perfect stage. In everyone's understanding, those who can reach the innate state under the age of 25 can be called geniuses. There is a chance to enter the Tianjiao list and make a name for the world. If one can reach the master, they are unparalleled martial arts talents. Everyone is definitely on the list. And now, the 30th place on the list of Tianjiao is actually a mid-stage master at the age of 19. Such a terrifying cultivation, causing countless young people to suffer a great blow and doubt their lives. P.S. Seeking fresh flowers. 3. The young master shocked the world. I must be. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Ming Dynasty. Inside the palace. Starting with a bowl, from south to north, Zhu Yuanzhang, the great Ming emperor, established the vast territory of the Ming dynasty. At this moment, it is also a great shock. This is only the 30th place, but it's already the middle stage of the great master. Terrifying. After a moment of relief, Zhu Yuanzhang suddenly gave an order to the outside. Someone, go ahead and call us Chao Jingchen, Zhu Wuwu, Zhuge Zhenhua, and Yu Huatian. Also, immediately send someone to the Huashan territory to invite this heavenly pride woman. If she is willing to serve my Ming dynasty, we will take care of all her cultivation resources in the future. Zhu Yuanzhang did not cultivate martial arts. But as an emperor, he deeply understands the terror of great masters and strong men. An ordinary great master can freely enter and exit the army. And the one on this Jianjiao list is a 19-year-old master in the middle stage. If given enough room for growth, she will surely be able to reach the land immortal realm in the future. Such a peerless genius must be recruited before other forces take action. After the order is given, Zhu Yuanzhang once again held his breath and focused his gaze towards the sky. The 30th place is so terrifying. What about those who rank higher? Roman Empire in Xianying Palace. Ying stared at the sky with fiery eyes. Big move symbol. Can teleport to any territory in Kyushu in an instant. Good thing. A 19-year-old master in the middle stage is truly impressive. But in comparison, Ying is more concerned about the rewards given by the Heavenly Way. The Heavenly Way's move is truly extraordinary. Ying didn't say much, just stared at the list in the sky with that profound gaze. The 30th place rewards such a treasure. That ranking based on the former may actually reward the method of longevity. The opportunity for longevity has finally emerged. Tang Dynasty. Pop Li Shimin, the emperor of the Tang Dynasty, who has experienced countless storms. After reading the news from high altitude, I couldn't stabilize my body for a while. The teacup in hand fell to the ground. 19 years old. Grand Master, mid-term. It's just 30th place, how could it be? When Li Shimin was young. Once led his own troops, inch by inch, to conquer the Tang Dynasty. He understands the terror of warriors better than ordinary people. A 19-year-old great master in the middle stage can be called a peerless pride. 1,000 years in a flash. She can only rank 30th on the Tianjiao list. This list is not easy. After regaining his composure, Li Shimin asked, Yuan Shui, among the villains, is there a great master under the age of 25? Yuan Tiangang, who had already been greatly shaken, could only remain silent at this moment. It was a long time before I spoke up. Your Majesty, there is none. There are many great masters among the bad people, but those people are already over 30 years old. How could a great master under the age of 25 appear so easily? Kyushu is indeed a crouching tiger with hidden dragons. De Zhou, Empress Wu Zhao stared fixedly at the news in the sky, reading it over and over again. A 19-year-old master in the middle stage. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Big move symbol. Li Chang'an, did you bring all this up? Or rather, you are the Heavenly Way. The 19-year-old land deity is truly terrifying. But if this woman has had the same experience as her, then it's easy to understand. After all, her Wu Zhao suddenly broke through from the early stage of the Grand Master to the land immortal de Yuan man overnight. Yin Yang Wuji Gong, how familiar is it? The various information and all operational processes of this dual cultivation technique. At this moment it exists in Wu Zhao's mind and is extremely clear. As for the great move symbol. In memory. The man in white named Li Chang'an once used this kind of spiritual talisman to take her on tours throughout the mainland of Kyushu. Their traces have been left on various territories in Kyushu. Wu Zhao had various mysteries in her heart that she could never unravel. I can only turn my eyebrows and eyes towards the sky again. Perhaps the Heavenly Way list will give me the answer I want. Although there are tremors throughout Kyushu, it can be said that the response is the most intense. It still needs to be the Huashan school of the Ming dynasty. In the Huashan martial arts arena, young disciples were originally discussing. I'm afraid we ordinary people may not have a chance to comment on the talents of Kyushu, but senior brother has a chance. What does having an opportunity mean? Senior brother has innate cultivation in the later stage and will definitely be able to make it on the list. If senior brother is selected by the heavenly Tao, he will surely be famous throughout the world. We, who are junior brothers, can also follow suit and gain glory. Linghu Chong, the eldest disciple of the Dashan sect, surrounded by everyone in the middle. Although polite on the surface, my heart is incredibly firm. I must be on this list. Linghu Chong usually shows extreme laziness and does not argue with others. But this is the Heavenly Way list. Once on the list, one can become famous all over the world and receive rewards from the Heavenly Way. How can we not argue? At this moment, the news of Yue Lingshan appearing on the list suddenly appeared. Carefully scrutinized several times. After confirming that you have not experienced any hallucinations. All Huashan disciples, including Linghu Chong, felt a shock from their souls. Yue Lingshan, junior sister, how could it be possible? Isn't she just in the later stage of the day after tomorrow? The daughter of Yu Buchuan, the leader of the Huashan sect in the Ming dynasty. Isn't this the little junior sister? What exactly is the situation? Even a master can achieve the perfect state of a great master, but a young junior sister is actually a great master. Everyone is full of shock. Yue Lingshan, a young junior sister who has always been lazy on weekdays. Now she has transformed and become the proud daughter of heaven on the Heavenly Way list. Has one's cultivation reached the middle stage of a great master? This is completely beyond their understanding. Next up. Everyone turned their gaze incredulously towards the innocent girl sitting by the distant cliff. Seeing my name appear on the Heavenly Way list. Yue Lingshan, dressed in a light red long dress, suddenly shook her body and her eyebrows and eyes were filled with disbelief. Is everything true? Yue Lingshan originally thought. The extremely absurd and violent scenes that appear in my memory are just a dream. As for my mid-term cultivation as a great master, it should be a hallucination caused by being washed unconscious. But why? Why did her name appear on the Heavenly Way list? At this moment, a golden light descended from the sky, falling straight to the top of Mount Hua. The reward given by the Heavenly Way has arrived. P.S. 4 flowers, for all data. 4. Chen Ke is confused. I am a young girl, proficient in countless things. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Yue Lingshan just casually raised her hand. In the golden light of the sky, a spiritual talisman flew out and slowly landed in his hand. Looking at the unfamiliar and familiar move symbol in my hand, Yue Lingshan's soul once again felt a violent impact. The next moment, she suddenly turned her body movements and flew towards the distance. The speed is extremely fast, bringing gusts of strong winds. All the disciples of the Huashan sect were stunned. Junior sister, she has really received the Heavenly Way reward. The speed is so fast, it's really the middle stage of the Grand Master. What exactly is the situation? Huashan sect. In a quaint bedroom. The beautiful woman Ning Zhong, who has an excellent figure and a dignified and gentle temperament, saw her daughter Yue Lingshan make it to the list of heavenly pride. Tense up and down. Even breathing became heavy. Is it all true? Just as Ning Zhong was thinking about how to face his daughter, the door was pushed open, and Yue Lingshan appeared at the door with an eager expression on her face. Mother. Ning Zhongze suppressed the shock in his heart and tried to make his tone appear calm. Shaner, are you here? Yue Lingshan calmed down for a moment before stepping into the room. Mom, I had a very strange dream last night. I dreamt of a person named Li Chang'an coming to our Huashan mountain. He gave me a mysterious martial art and even took me to practice together. I don't know why, but I actually have the mid-term cultivation of a great master and even made it to the Heavenly Way list. Is that dream real or fake? Mom, I can't distinguish, I really can't distinguish. The previous remarks were only for probing. But the last sentence, Yue Lingshan, came from the bottom of her heart. In that memory, which is the reincarnation of Li Chang'an, she has teamed up with her mother multiple times to fight against the enemy. If everything is true, my mother will definitely know. Ning Zhongze reached out to embrace Yue Lingshan and gently comforted her. Shaner, the world in my dream is all virtual, so don't worry too much. You may have hallucinated because you were too excited to appear on the Heavenly Way list. Take a few days off and it will be fine. In that memory, if it was a normal collaboration. It doesn't matter if you admit it at this moment. The mother and daughter can still seek answers together from the Heavenly Way list. But what happened in that memory is absolutely indescribable. Ningzhong doesn't know how to face it. I can only pretend that I don't know anything. Daming. Blackwood Cliff. This is the headquarters of the Sun and Moon cult. All the disciples of the demon sect were shocked to see a heavenly fairy from the 5 sacred sword sect appear in the sky. Kneeling down one after another. Master, this woman's talent is too demonic. You absolutely cannot give her room for growth. If we cannot destroy her before she grows up, our Sun-Moon Divine sect will be in danger. Master, you must take action as soon as possible to kill him. Above the throne, the leader of the Sun and Moon cult, Dongfang Bubi, dressed in a bright red robe, spoke coldly. Everyone be quiet. Our sect leader has his own decision. Yue Lingshan. This name has never been heard of by Dongfang Bubi before. But now, it is very familiar. Just because, a memory suddenly appeared in her mind. In that memory, she once practiced with the mother and daughter of the Huashan sect. Not just them. There are still many people who have been together. Even if the opponent only had one person and one shot, they still used their immense strength to forcibly suppress them. Every injury and bleeding, Dongfang Bubi still remembers vividly. It's like experiencing it firsthand. Thinking of all these things, Dongfang Bubi's aura became even more fierce and cold. Li Chang'an, if you are a real person, then you will definitely not escape the comments on the Heavenly Way list. I would like to see who you truly are, the leader of our sect. After the words fell, Dongfang Bubi released his clenched fist. Once again, turn your gaze towards the sky. The Qing dynasty. In an inn. When Chen Ke, a beautiful girl in green clothes, saw the news in the sky. The body also feels an incredibly intense impact. How could this be? The yin-yang infinity skill and the great movement talisman are both true. Li Chang'an is also true, isn't that a dream? Also, such real communication and touch, how could it be fake? But what's going on here? Looking at the bright red palace sand in her hand, Chen Ke fell into deep self-doubt. She is still finished, there can be no mistake in this. Consciously, there are countless cultivation experiences and moves. What's going on? At this moment. Dong dong, there was a knocking on the door outside. Without waiting for Chen Ke to react, the visitor simply pushed the door open and walked into the room. Seeing Chen Ke with a beautiful face. The person smiled excitedly and said, Miss Ake, so you're here. Chen Ke frowned. Wei Xiaobao, what are you doing here? The person named Wei Xiaobao smiled slightly. Miss Ake, I have found out about your master. As long as you follow me, you will definitely be able to find her. Such a beautiful little beauty, as long as she is willing to go with him, wouldn't she just do whatever she wants? Ake's gaze sank and he was about to speak. At this moment, the Heavenly Way list in the high sky underwent another change. New information on the list has emerged. Ranked 29th on the Tianjiao list. Chen Ke. Age. 21, Identity. Daughter disciple of the 9 difficulties abbess of the Qing dynasty. Cultivation. Middle stage of Great Master. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. Breaking Mirror Pill, below the land immortal, taking this pill can break through a realm. Chen Ke. Daughter of the 9 difficulties of the Qing dynasty. Female disciple. You. It's you. Carefully scrutinized countless times to confirm that I had read correctly. Wei Xiaobao was suddenly frightened and collapsed to the ground. In the middle stage of the Great Master, you are in the middle stage of the Great Master. He has been wandering in the martial arts world and is very clear about the situation in the Daqing martial arts world. There are 9 major imperial dynasties in the Kyushu continent. In terms of martial arts, Daqing is at the bottom. Within the Qin dynasty, the strongest one is his master Chen Jinan. However, his master only had the cultivation level of his master in the early stage. The girl in front of me is actually a great master. And it's still the mid-term. This is simply unimaginable. Chen Ke's heart was filled with endless doubts, and she ignored Wei Xiaobao. Raise your hand and take the reward given to you by the heavenly way. Immediately turned around and walked towards the outside. Just as he walked to the door, he coldly reminded, Wei Xiaobao, put away your dirty thoughts. Shuang'er, Xingruo, Fang Yi. These girls, whenever you provoke one, must die. P.S. Seeking fresh flowers. 5. There are terrifying forces in Kyushu, and all the major emperors. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. At the same time, the entire Kyushu world is once again shaking. Major rivers and dynasties. People's unparalleled exclamations can be heard from all corners of the earth. What? It's the middle stage of the Great Master again. On the mainland of Kyushu, there are indeed 30 great masters with mid to late stage or above who are the proud sons of heaven. It's terrifying. This girl also cultivates the yin-yang infinity skill. Does she come from the same place as the previous Yue Lingshan? The Breaking Realm pill can help martial artists in the realm of the Great Master break through. Can the Great Master also achieve perfection? That is to say, with this pill, it is possible for the Great Master to successfully set foot in the land immortal realm. Is it true or false? The new one on the list has the same cultivation method as the previous one. This can't help but make people all over Kyushu curious. Are 2 proud women from the same power? Or is it a coincidence? What impressed everyone even more was the reward of the heavenly way this time. According to the rules of the heavenly way, even the perfect and strong of the Great Master can break through to the land immortals with this pill. This is really terrifying. In today's Kyushu continent, there is no existence of heaven or humanity. The land deity is the strongest. Every land deity has the terrifying ability to move mountains, fill the sea, and flee to heaven and earth. It can be said that this pill, enough to drive all the great masters and warriors in Kyushu crazy. For a while, there are indeed countless great masters and strong individuals who have set off for the Qin dynasty. The Ming dynasty. Imperial Palace. In the Imperial Garden. Zhu Yuanzhang looked at the 4 people in front with a heavy gaze and said coldly, "What do you think?" Knowing that the matter is extremely urgent. The 4 strongest protectors of the Ming dynasty came to this place at the first time. Upon hearing Zhu Yuanzhang's question, the head of the East Factory, Chao Jingchen, raised his orchid finger and said in a sharp voice. From the old slave's perspective, this girl named Chen Ke and the previous Yue Lingshan should come from the same power. The iron gallbladder god Marquis Zhuge gave me a glance at Chao Jingchen. Who can't tell, you still have to say it. Shichang Yueishan didn't argue with anyone and bowed with a bow. Your Majesty, Daming and Daqing are far apart, but these 2 have actually practiced the same martial arts. It is enough to demonstrate that there is a powerful force in Kyushu that we have never imagined before, and we must investigate it carefully. Zhuge Zheng, the chief constable of the 6 gates, spoke in a low voice. The heavenly way will descend, and the 9 provinces will change. We need to gather as much favorable information as possible in order to cope with future changes. In fact, their hearts are more excited than anyone else. Breaking mirror pill. As long as they can get it and take it, you can immediately break through the land gods and become the true strongest on the Kyushu continent. At the same time, they also understand. Such a divine pill and elixir cannot be obtained easily. The most important thing at the moment is to first investigate the information about those heavenly beauties. Zhu Yuanzhang calmed down and said sternly, Marquis of Iron Gallbladder, you have the closest contact with the martial arts world. We'll leave the matter of investigating the information to you. If you can find out the power behind these girls' scenes, we won't treat you unfairly. Zhu ignored and quickly responded. Yes, Your Majesty. In fact, he had already made sufficient preparations before entering the palace, allowing his 4 major spies to investigate the news. If one can obtain a broken mirror pill, great things can be achieved. Tang Dynasty. Li Shimon's gaze swept back and forth on the information of the 2 talents on the list. After taking a dozen or so breaths, take a deep breath. These 2 people, one in Daming and the other in Daqing, are both unparalleled geniuses. If they really belong to the same force, it would be too scary. Yuan Shui, immediately send someone to check their information. Even the bad leader Yuan Tiangong's aura became heavy. Based on the current situation, perhaps there really exists a powerful force within Kyushu that far exceeds their imagination. It's natural to take it seriously. The unscrupulous leader bowed his hand. Immediately, he quickly sent a message to the unscrupulous person's secret guard, asking them to go to Daming and Daqing. The Great Qin Dynasty. Within the Xianyang Palace. Ying turned his gaze to the purple-haired woman standing in front. National teacher, may you speculate on the origin of these 2 women? The appearance of the Heavenly Way list will completely change the pattern of Kyushu. Ying is aware that this matter is of great significance. He immediately summoned the protector of the Great Qin, the Moon God. The Moon God raised his hand and said, Your Majesty, my strength is limited and I cannot calculate it. On the surface, it may seem calm, but in the heart of the Moon God, it cannot remain indifferent. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Li Chang'an, are all the time cycles you mention true? The Moon God is practicing in the attic, but suddenly many memories emerge. In that memory, there was a man named Li Chang'an who had countless in-depth exchanges with her. She also learned that Li Chang'an had been trapped on the same day for decades. Based on various repeated but not entirely identical fragments in memory, Li Chang'an seems to have really been reincarnating on yesterday's timeline. The Moon God doesn't know why the cycle suddenly ends. I don't know why I have the land immortal great perfection cultivation. I don't know whether Li Chang'an's existence is true or false. The only thing we can do now is to stare at the Tianjiao list. See if you can get any relevant information. Ying couldn't infer the background of the second daughter from the Moon God, so he didn't ask further. But instead, he turned his gaze to the courtiers kneeling on the ground. Zhao Gao, the commander of CRRC Prefecture, I order you to immediately launch the top assassin's trap. Let them travel to various parts of Kyushu to explore the information of these listed individuals. During the mid-term of the 2 great masters, Ying did not take it seriously. But if these 2 people come from the same force, then it's different. Zhao is so tall. Daqing. After the black-clad assassin Jing Xian heard the mission content, a slight change occurred in the corner of his eye. Go investigate the information of those on the list. Okay. I'm leaving now. Coincidentally, she also wants to know, what exactly does Li Chang'an exist? Where is it now? The Great Zhou Dynasty. After reading the news from high altitude, Wu Zhao has basically confirmed that everything within the cycle is true. Li Chang'an, according to your statement, after reincarnation, none of us will remember communicating with you. Now, I have indeed regained my integrity. But why do you still remember the various feelings I had while practicing with you? Also, reincarnation has ended, where are you now? Hundreds of heart-wrenching pains, Wu Zhao still remembers them clearly. If Li Chang'an is found, he will definitely be returned 100 times. However, Wu Zhao knows. It's unlikely to find Li Chang'an with one's own strength. Most likely, we still have to rely on the Kyushu Tianjiao list. P.S. For flowers, for all data. 6. Youruo is on the list. The intensity and madness within reincarnation. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The Qing Dynasty. Above the court. All the civil officials and generals stared incredulously at the sky. In the middle period of the Grand Master. I, the Qing Dynasty, have such an excellent heavenly beauty. It's truly a blessing from heaven. Your Majesty, it is holy and wise. Emperor Xingshi, who was sitting on the throne, was immediately frightened and numb. I didn't expect it. In my lifetime, even though I am still in the court, there can still be a great master. Ha ha ha. Okay. Although Xingshi was an emperor, he practiced martial arts from a young age. Nowadays, one's cultivation is already impressive. Reached the terrifying early days after tomorrow. He understood that the martial arts of the Qing dynasty were inferior to those of other dynasties in Kyushu. The strongest, the rebel leader Chen Ke, is only in the Grandmaster realm unexpectedly. Now a beautiful woman from the mid-stage of a great master has emerged. What a blessing! Thinking of this, Xingshi immediately ordered. Send me an order to invite Miss Chen Ke. If she is willing to protect the Qing dynasty, I can agree to any request from her. Da Qing. The headquarters of the Heaven and Earth Society. Chen Ke was also frightened and his heart trembled. The cultivation of Nunjunan is only innate perfection. Her disciples have already reached the middle stage of the Grand Master, terrifying. Schwanger, you should go and investigate the situation immediately. If we can get this person's help. They meet heaven and earth, great things can be accomplished. The woman in white standing behind Chen Ke, also known as Schwanger, was equally shocked in her heart. Ah, Ke's sister actually made it to the Heavenly Way list. It seems that the fact that our sisters joined hands against the enemy really happened. That's right, Schwanger also suddenly gained a memory. In that memory, she, Chen Ke, and several other girls once joined forces against the enemy and fought side by side. Together, deal with various moves from that powerful enemy. Shaking his head, Schwanger regained his senses and whispered, "Yes, Commander-in-Chief." Is that memory true or false? Why can it affect reality? As long as their sisters get together, they can always find the truth. Southern Song Dynasty. After seeing the information in the sky, Chang'an also sighed slightly. That's good. At least, your efforts have not been in vain. In the 100-year cycle, these girls put in a lot of effort in their cultivation. Many people, even though they have exhausted themselves in battle, actively seek supplements from Chang'an. Just seek to continue practicing. It can be said that the achievements achieved today are inseparable from their strong perseverance. According to this statement, the next girl to be on the list should also be one of those girls. I don't know who it is. More than 30,000 cycles of reincarnation. Many times, Chang'an had to deal with one enemy, 10, or even dozens. The number of auxiliary cultivators shall not be less than 3,000. It is almost impossible for him to determine who will make it to the list. At this moment, everyone in Kyushu is eagerly watching the list in the sky. Suddenly, the Heavenly Way ranking changed again. The new list winners have emerged. Ranked 28th on the Tianjiao list. Youruo. Age. 20, identity. The daughter of Xiongba, the leader of the Daming World Association. Cultivation. Middle stage of Great Master. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. Thunderball, can kill a land immortal. After seeing various information about the 28th place. Within Kyushu, another towering wave has been stirred up. Various unbelievable sounds of shock kept emerging. What, another woman, and still practicing the yin-yang infinity technique? Is there such a terrifying force on the mainland of Kyushu? Kyushu is indeed not as simple as we imagine. This 28th place reward is actually a weapon that can kill land immortals. Isn't this too exaggerated? Everyone has accepted the cultivation of this newly listed person. After all, if you rank high, your strength will definitely not be weaker than that of a great master in the middle stage. What truly shocked everyone was that the newly listed person was also a woman. And the cultivation techniques are the same as the first two, both of which are the yin-yang infinite skill. This is really too exaggerated. Two people can be said to be coincidental, but what about the three people? 3 consecutive heavenly pride women have all practiced the same skill. Explanation. On the mainland of Kyushu, there is really an incredibly terrifying force. Also, the reward given by the heavenly way this time can actually kill the land immortals. This can't help but chill the backs of those terrifying powerhouses who have reached the top of the mainland. Daming. The world will meet. Inside the small building in the center of the lake. Dressed in a white dress, the agile and ethereal girl took her reward from high in the air. I looked at the bead in front of me several times, and my lips lifted lightly like jade. Li, big brother. What exactly is true? What is false? Youruo even has a feeling. Everything in front of me, including the Kyushu Heavenly Way list, is all an illusion created by Li Chang'an. She is still in Li Chang'an's cycle of reincarnation. Based on my memory and Li Chang'an's words in my mind. If I were still in reincarnation, I wouldn't have all the memories within it. Chaos. It's too chaotic. Youruo only feels a chaos in his mind. The madness and intensity in my memory, as if in the last moment. What exactly is true? What is fake? Suddenly, a deep and excited voice came from outside. Roar, you are actually in the middle stage of the Grand Master and even on the Heavenly Way list. The next moment. Wearing a black robe and a domineering face, the leader of the World Association, Xiong Ba, arrived at the attic. After carefully exploring Youruo's cultivation aura, Xiong Ba was even more shocked. In the middle period of the Great Master's reign. When did it happen? Last time we met, a few months ago. My daughter Youruo is still just a young warrior from the early stages of her birth. Now she has transformed into the proud daughter of the middle period of the Great Master. This is just too exaggerated. It has far exceeded the understanding of a tyrant. Faced with her father's questioning, Youruo did not respond. But instead of asking a rhetorical question. Dad, do you want to betroth me to senior brother Qin Shuang? Upon hearing these words, Xiong Ba's face once again showed a sense of shock. Subconsciously, how do you know? This can also be considered as giving the answer. Youruo's heart moved and he spoke again. Success is like a storm, defeat is like a storm. Dad, you want to use my marriage with senior brother to separate senior brother Niefeng and senior brother Bu Jingyan. Yes, it's not. The tyrant was completely shocked. This idea has just emerged and has not been discussed with anyone yet. How did your daughter Youruo find out? Is that so? While obtaining the cultivation of defying the heavens, Youruo also awakened the omniscient ability. P.S. Seeking fresh flowers. 7. Cheng and Lu Wushuang are on the list. Li Mochou Xingshi. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Although the father did not provide an accurate answer, based on his reaction. This matter is exactly the same. Youruo's heart is becoming increasingly chaotic. It's exactly what Brother Li said. In the cycle of reincarnation, deep communication, crazy cultivation, intense confrontation, tit for tat, often relapse, love-hate intertwined. These things have indeed happened in reality. Take a moment to relax. Youruo suddenly looked at her father Xiong Ba and slowly said, Dad, you must die of this heart. I don't like Niefeng, Bu Jingyan, and even less like Qin Shuang. No matter who you marry me to, you cannot scatter them. Although Xiong Ba doesn't know what happened to his daughter, he still keeps making promises at this moment. Roar, don't worry. Dad won't force you to marry anyone you don't like. Before, he just felt that his daughter had no strength and couldn't help. I just thought of coming up with this strategy. But now it's different. Youruo is the proud daughter of the great master's perfect realm. And it also relies on a terrifying force. Her role is greater than those three unruly disciples. After a moment of relief, Youruo immediately spoke up and asked, Dad, do you know Chang'an? The tyrant is full of doubts. Chang'an. Who is he? Dad has never heard of him before. Is he the mysterious powerhouse who teaches you how to cultivate? So. Before he could finish speaking, he was interrupted by Youruo raising his hand. Dad, don't worry if you don't know. Some things are taboos, too much investigation is not good for you. During the cycle of reincarnation, the father Xiongba was slapped to death dozens of times by Chang'an. She didn't dare to recall that scene too much. Father has no relevant memories, which is a good thing. As for why she remembers Chang'an, her father doesn't. The answer may be hidden in the upcoming Tianjiao list. Daming. Imperial Palace. Zhu Yuanzhang stared fixedly at the news in the sky, his gaze becoming increasingly profound. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Aren't all four of you martial arts masters? Have you heard of this martial arts technique? The 3 consecutive women on the Tiandao Tianjiao list are all women. And practicing the same skill. It is enough to indicate that there is a terrifying force behind these women. There are mysterious powerhouses pushing the waves and manipulating them in secret. Zhu Wuwu, Zhuge Zhenghua, Chao Jingchun, and Yu Huatian shook their heads in succession. Your Majesty, I have never heard of it. The old slave doesn't know what Yin Yang Wuji Gong is. Although they are all great masters of great perfection and have a good understanding of martial arts. But I have never heard of this martial art. Marquis Zhu of the Iron Gallbladder God ignored his words and said, Your Majesty, I know that the leader of the World Association is Xiongba. He is a powerful land deity within the territory of the Ming dynasty. But his daughter, Youruo, has always shown no signs of mountains or water leakage. I never expected that she would be a heavenly beauty in the middle period of a great master. Zhu ignored having a huge intelligence network in his hands. Not only in the Ming dynasty, but also in the entire Kyushu world, he knows a lot about things. The women on the list were really unexpected. Not in the intelligence network that Zhu ignored. After a moment of silence, Zhu Yuanzhang suddenly raised his hand and waved it. Since she is the proud daughter of heaven within our Ming dynasty, she naturally needs to get in touch with her. Chao Jingchun, go and win over this proud woman yourself. Remember, never be enemies. Not to mention that the leader of the Tianxia Guild, Xiongba, is a land immortal. Let's talk about this Youruo girl holding a magic weapon that can kill land immortals. They cannot be too dominant in the Ming dynasty. Chao Jingchun knew that this matter was of great significance, so he quickly bowed and said, Yes, Your Majesty. At this moment, everyone in the entire Kyushu world is eagerly awaiting the refresh of the heavenly Tao list with utmost solemnity. The voices of various controversies are never ending. All 3 consecutive women on the list have practiced the same terrifying martial arts technique. Is it difficult? The entire list of Tianjiao is made up of people from that faction. If that's the case, I'll stand on my head and offer my respect. The world of Kyushu is vast and boundless, and there are countless proud sons of heaven. How could all the names on the list be from that force? If this person also cultivates the Yin Yang Wuji skill next, it would be too terrifying. Let's keep reading. Just as everyone was arguing, the golden scroll in the sky opened up again. Southern Song Dynasty. Outside Jiaxing City. Inside the bamboo house. Cheng Ying, Lu Wushuang's sisters, Li Mochou and Hong Lingbo are confronting each other. Li Mochou remained motionless for a long time. Lu Wushuang, dressed in white, couldn't help but sneer at his particularly prominent figure. Li Mochou, haven't you always hated me to the bone and wanted to get rid of me? Now that I've found it here, why don't I take action? Although my thoughts are still confused. But at this moment, she is not what she used to be. If Li Mochou really thinks she's still so easy to bully, then she will definitely make Li Mochou pay a heavy price. Dressed in a green dress and dignified and elegant, Cheng Ying looked up and down at Li Mochou's master and disciple. Continuously guessing in the heart. I didn't see through Li Mochou's cultivation. It seems that she has also gained reincarnation memory and cultivation. After a moment of silence, Li Mochou finally spoke up and asked, "Do you know who Li Chang'an is?" As soon as these words were spoken, Lu Wushuang's face changed. Even the young girl Hong Lingbo, who had been quietly following behind Li Mochou, appeared strange. Lu Wushuang is about to say something. I saw a golden list in the sky, with new information appearing again. Ranked 27th on the Tianjiao list. Lu Wushuang. Age. 18, identity. Female disciple of Li Mochou in the Southern Song Dynasty. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. Purple sword of purple and blue double swords. Ranked 25th on the Tianjiao list. Cheng Ying. Age. 24, identity. Female disciple of Huang Yaoshi of the Southern Song Dynasty. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. Purple and blue double swords. Green sword. The two new people on the list are Cheng Ying and Lu Wushuang's sisters. For a moment, the surrounding atmosphere suddenly became strange. Fourth daughter, you look at me, I look at you. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. After 5 or 6 breaths, Li Mochou lightly shook the cattail in his hand. With a cold snort, little slut, you do indeed have that memory. P.S. For flowers, for all data. Old author, both the quality of the book and the speed of updates are guaranteed. Looking for various data. 5 consecutive members belong to the same force, and all 9 states. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Since the window paper has been punctured. Why should Lu Wushuang give Li Mochou face again? He spoke with the same cold voice. Li Mochou, you're pretending to be so cold now. Who should I show you? If I remember correctly. The cultivation in reincarnation belongs to you who works the hardest. That expression, that reaction, TSK TSK TSK. Remembering the heroic performance of the master in reincarnation. On the other side, Hong Lingbo couldn't help but laugh out loud. Facing the cold gaze of his master, Hong Lingbo quickly changed his mind. Master, I'm not laughing at you. I just suddenly thought of something happy. Li Mochou's face turned red and he quickly retorted. It's not because you guys are too useless. Each cultivation can only last for 2 or 3 hours. If it weren't for me blocking you, I'm afraid you would be exhausted to death. Lu Wushuang made no concessions at all. I see, your expression at the time seemed to be very enjoyable. Li Mochou chose to turn around and no longer argue about this topic. Next, the 4 of them remained silent. The awkward atmosphere spread again. Within the cycle, it is in the position where they are currently standing. They have seen each other in their most authentic way. We have teamed up multiple times to resist attacks. Nowadays, in the same scene, it is inevitable to think of the cultivation scenes at that time. After a long time, Cheng Ying took 2 steps forward and first broke this awkward atmosphere. Li Daochang, you are here this time. Or as usual. Ready to kill our sisters. As she spoke, Cheng Ying casually took the heavenly reward sent by the golden light from the sky. Lu Wushuang is the same. She showed a slightly broad mind and a proud expression on her face. Do you think you can still kill us? Li Mochou did indeed perform the best in reincarnation practice. At this moment, one's cultivation should be fulfilled by a great master. But so what? Their sisters have the rewards of heaven in hand, and they are not afraid of anything. Li Mochou spoke coldly. I'm only here to prove one thing. Now that the answer has been obtained, there is no need to stay here, Lingbo, let's go. After all, we have fought side by side, how can we take action? And if she really goes on a killing spree? Maybe he will be caught by Li Chang'an and subjected to severe education. The feeling of being torn apart. Li Mochou doesn't want to experience it again, even once. Really watching Li Mochou leave, Wushuang put down his long sword and sighed softly. Cousin, what should we do next? We can't just let go of Li Chang'an for treating us like that. Ying looked up at the golden list in the sky and slowly uttered a word. Wait. It is naturally impossible to just settle for matters within the cycle of reincarnation. On the other side. Looking at the master who still had a slightly red face and was restless. Hong Lingbo suddenly spoke up and asked, Master, what will you do after finding Brother Li? Upon hearing these words, Li Mochou's face turned cold. He dares to damage my reputation, naturally. Kill. Hong Lingbo nodded slightly and then suddenly smiled. But Master, although you are a land immortal now, you must not be able to defeat Brother Li. How about we retaliate in a different way? Upon hearing these words, Li Mochou instantly thought of the scene of reincarnation cultivation. My body couldn't help but soften. Quickly shaking his head, he said coldly, if you dare to speak nonsense again, I'll kill you. Hong Lingbo, however, did not care. After fighting side by side within the cycle of reincarnation, the master does not know and dare not attack her again. He continued, Master, that memory may seem incredibly real to us, but it's not real. If we just search for Brother Li like this, not only will we not be able to avenge him, but we may also let the scenes within the cycle reappear. If I get hurt again, I'm afraid I won't be able to reply. Master, you must think twice before acting. Upon hearing this, Li Mochou almost stumbled and fell to the ground. Go find Li Chang'an, I'm afraid it's just a case of sheep entering the tiger's mouth. In Li Chang'an's words, it is a free gift. But if she didn't find Li Chang'an, she wouldn't be able to swallow that breath. Find him first. The rest will be discussed later. It's in a territory not far from Master Li Mochou and his disciples. Li Chang'an smiled slightly at the corner of his mouth. Cheng and Wushuang. Their sisters are very capable girls. It's normal for them to have the accomplishments they have now. These two girls are very meticulous in their work, perfectly fitting each other. No water leaks, fine water flows long, especially Wushuang. It can be said that the peaks are like a cluster, the waves are like anger. Moreover, the bamboo house where they are located is very close to the starting point of Li Chang'an's reincarnation. Li Chang'an has visited them quite frequently. It's normal for them to break through from the acquired realm to become great masters in one leap. I don't know who will be on the list next. As for Li Mochou and Hong Lingbo's disciples, they have already entered Li Chang'an's exploration scope. All the conversations and reactions between the two. Li Chang'an saw it clearly. If they can find this place, Li Chang'an will not escape. But if they can't find it, Li Chang'an won't take the initiative to provoke them. The cultivation within the cycle is so arduous. Now that we have finally escaped the cycle of reincarnation, we naturally need to take some time off. Cheng and Wushuang made it to the list. In an instant, it caused a violent sensation throughout Kyushu. Regardless of identity, strength, or status, everyone was stunned. This is only the 25th place, and the person on the list has actually reached the later stage of the Grand Master's cultivation. Those who rank high will not have land immortals, will they? Land immortals under the age of 25 feel terrifying just thinking about it. The 26th place Lu Wushuang and the 25th place Ying are both practicing the Yin-Yang Wuji technique. What is the origin of this technique? They are both located within the territory of the Southern Song dynasty, and belong to the same faction as the previous 3 daughters from different imperial dynasties. If the 5 girls who have been on the list consecutively will be controlled by one of the strongest, then terrifying. The 2 new girls on the list are just like the previous 3. Those who practice are all the techniques called Yin-Yang Wuji Gong. Does this mean? Is there really a terrorist force beyond people's imagination on the Kyushu continent? At this time, those emperors and land immortals with unparalleled strength can no longer sit still. De Qin, in the Xianyang Palace. Emperor Ying of the Great Qin breathed heavily, his eyes filled with disbelief. Zhao Gao, investigate to the death for me. We must investigate the origin of this Yin-Yang Wuji Gong. P.S. Seeking flowers. Seeking all data. 9. Huang Rong. No matter where you are, I must. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Other major imperial dynasties in Kyushu, as well as major rivers and lakes. Ying has never taken it seriously. He has such confidence and strength. However, the 5 women who are now on the list of Heavenly Pride and Heavenly Pride have actually practiced the same martial arts. On the mainland of Kyushu, there still exists a terrorist force that I cannot control or even have the right to contact. This unknown existence made Ying very restless in his heart. Zhao Gao quickly knelt down and said, "Yes, Your Majesty." Luoyang is known as the largest intelligence network in Daqin. Nowadays, there is such a terrifying force in Kyushu, but Luoyang has no information. It's really terrifying. After Zhao Gao left, Ying's gaze once again turned to the golden list in the sky. I would like to see who would appear on the Tianjiao list within the Great Qin dynasty. In the Xianyang Palace, all the literati and generals were shocked and suspected of their lives. Only the moon god standing next to Ying was filled with doubts at this moment. Li Chang'an, you once said. Only by breaking through to the realm of heaven and humanity can one break free from reincarnation. Now Kyushu's time has entered the right track. That is to say, you have surpassed heaven and humanity. I don't know if it's possible to expose your information on this heavenly way list. It's really exciting. Tang Dynasty. Seeing 2 consecutive contestants also practicing that strange skill. Li Shimin's breath couldn't help but become solemn. Marshal Yuan, issue an order to mobilize all the powerful masters in the realm of Great Master within the villains. I want to know the person in control behind these days' delicate women in the shortest possible time. Within Kyushu, there exists an incredibly terrifying force. It is unknown whether it is good or bad. But if he can get the support of the powerful ones in that area, to annex other countries and unify the 9 provinces, it will no longer be a dream. Yuan Tiangang bowed with utmost solemnity. Yes, Your Majesty. At this moment, the unscrupulous handsome had already developed an extremely crazy idea in his heart. I am the land immortal the Yuan man, and with his abilities, I am unable to cultivate so many heavenly beauties. Nowadays, various signs indicate the women who made it to the Kyushu Pride list may really come from the same power. That is to say, there are powerful forces in that area that surpass me. Is it, heaven and man? Southern Song Dynasty. Emperor Zhao Go pondered for a long time after seeing the news in the sky. Finally, he turned his gaze to the General Yu Fei standing below. General Yu, could you please make a personal trip? If they are willing to serve the Southern Song Dynasty, let them use all the cultivation resources of the Southern Song Dynasty. Furthermore, whether or not it can be pulled together, make sure to take this opportunity to investigate the details of the 2 of her. Under normal circumstances, the Southern Song Dynasty produced 2 such powerful heavenly beauties. Zhao Guo was naturally overjoyed. Even if he personally goes to see these two proud women, it's not impossible. At the age of less than 25, one already possesses the strength of a great master in the later stages. If cultivated well, one will surely be able to step into the realm of land immortals in the future. How can we underestimate it? But the question is, these two women are probably controlled by big shots behind them, and it's not easy to win them over. The most crucial thing at the moment is to investigate their details. Standing at the head of the generals, Yue Fei quickly bowed respectfully and said, "Your Majesty, Yue Fei takes orders." After a moment of relaxation, Zhao Guo once again turned his gaze towards the sky. I just hope that the organizations behind these heavenly beauties don't have any ideas about the major imperial dynasties in Kyushu and the world. Otherwise, my Southern Song dynasty will be in danger. In the rivers and lakes of the Southern Song dynasty. At this moment, a towering wave is stirred up. All the warriors were arguing over the information in the sky. Huang Yaoshi's own cultivation is only a great master with great success. Now, his disciple is actually the later stage of the great master. Terrifying. What's wrong with this? Isn't Li Mochou just a successful master? Her disciples have already surpassed her. It's really unbelievable that there were such excellent heavenly beauties within the Southern Song dynasty, and there were only two of them. What exactly is Yin Yang Wuji Gong? I don't know if I can practice it. Within the martial arts world of the Southern Song dynasty, the most prominent figures at present are the four great masters in the southeast, northwest, and north. Now, the Heavenly Way list tells them. Are there two great masters in the martial arts world of the Southern Song dynasty who were less than 25 years old? Exaggerate. It's just too exaggerated. Southern Song dynasty. Peach Blossom Island. Huang Yaoshi, known as the Eastern Evil by the martial arts community, looked at the news in the sky with an incredulous expression. Cheng. In the later stage of the Grand Master. How could this be? Although he is clever, he was only in his innate realm 6 months ago. Now, less than half a year has passed, and you have the same cultivation as him. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. I'd like to see, what exactly are you? Half a year, from the early congenital stage to the later stage of the Great Master. Under normal circumstances, it is simply impossible. It must be because of the yin-yang infinite skill. This kind of evil and supernatural method, although it can quickly improve cultivation, is bound to cause infinite damage. We must investigate thoroughly. Southern Song Beggars Sect. Gang leader Hong Qigong also looked at the news in the sky with disbelief. I have been practicing for decades as an old beggar, and it is only then that I have achieved the great master's full cultivation. You little girl, you have already achieved such success at a young age, and you still want to make people live. Although joking on the lips, Hong Qigong felt extremely solemn in his heart. A cultivation method that can quickly improve one's cultivation. It may not necessarily be a demonic skill, but it could also be a peerless divine skill. Anyway. With the exposure of the Heavenly Way ranking, the overall pattern of Kyushu and the world will be changed due to this cultivation method. Fortune and misfortune are interdependent, perhaps this is the opportunity to break through the land immortals. Southern Song Dynasty. In a tea house. Beautiful and unparalleled, Huang Rong stared blankly at the information in the sky. In a daze, the figure dressed in white triumphs over snow, with extraordinary combat power, reappeared. Huang Rong couldn't help blushing. I am still a yellow flower girl, but I have countless profound and intense memories in my mind. What kind of thing is this? Li Chang'an, who the hell are you? The hard cultivation in her memory, Huang Rong also wanted to treat it as a dream. But those experiences are so real, and those feelings are so clear. How could there be a fake? Unable to figure it out, Huang Rong had to turn her gaze again towards the sky. Perhaps all the information will be found in this heavenly Tao list. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, I must find you. P.S. For flowers, for evaluation tickets. 10. Jiang Yuyan, a ruthless person, is on the list. Slap my father to death with one palm. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Daming. The mansion of Jiang Biehe, the great hero of Chang'an. In the backyard. Jiang Yuyan, who had a beautiful appearance, was squatting on the ground cleaning the clothes of everyone in the mansion. After seeing the information of the two newly listed women in the sky, her heart was also filled with doubts. Is it all true? This momentary distraction drew ridicule from Mrs. Jiang. What are you looking at? Those are all heavenly beauties standing at the top of the mainland. How dare you compare yourself to a lowly woman born to a brothel woman? If you can't finish washing all your clothes today, don't have dinner. The servants and maidservants who were watching one after another echoed the mocking words towards Jiang Yuyan. Jiang Yuyan. Although she has the Jiang family bloodline on her body, she is the daughter born to the master Jiang Biehe and a woman from a brothel. In terms of status, even these servants are inferior. In the past, even if she was bullied, Jiang Yuyan could only grit her teeth and hold back. She has no strength, no reliance. How to resist? But today, Jiang Yuyan has always felt that there is some kind of power in her body. Almost uncontrollable, constantly wanting to spew out. Now, being so stimulated by everyone again. She stood up directly. Pop! This slap landed heavily on Mrs. Jiang's face. The maidservants around were shocked to see Jiang Yuyan dare to hit his wife. Just about to come forward and scold. But suddenly it was discovered that Mrs. Jiang had been slapped for more than 10 steps. Falling in the distance, silent. To be precise, it's impossible to say a word. Madam, I'm dead. Everyone was frightened and panicked by this scene, and scattered away. Jiang Yuyan, on the other hand, looked deeply at her hands. It's not a dream, everything is real. At this moment, Jiangnan hero Jiang Biehe has already arrived in the backyard. Looking at the lady lying in the distance, breathless. Jiang Biehe trembled with fear. You! Damn girl, what did you do? He had long wanted to kill that foolish woman. But there's no way, she's the goddaughter of Lu Shi, the second in command of the East Factory. Turning his gaze to Jiang Yuyan, Jiang Biehe was about to continue saying something. At this moment, the Kyushu Tianjiao list was once again refreshed. 25th place on the Tianjiao list. Jiang Yuyan. Age. 19, identity. The daughter of Jiang Biehe, a hypocrite of the Ming dynasty. Cultivation. Late stage of Grand Master. Practice. Yin Yang Wuji Gong. Reward. One chance to deduce the heavenly way, can deduce everything from ancient times to the present in Kyushu. A new Tianjiao appeared, and Jiang Biehe instinctively looked up and watched. No look, no feeling. At first glance, he was so scared that his legs went limp. The words that had reached my lips earlier were forcefully swallowed back. She knelt down directly in front of Jiang Yuyan. Great Master's late stage. You are the Great Master, later. Impossible, impossible. You have never learned any martial arts, so you cannot be a strong master in the later stage. The news from the high altitude is too exaggerated, and I feel my soul trembling. When Jiang Yuyan, the illegitimate daughter, found the Jiang family, he specifically checked and found that Jiang Yuyan did not have any internal strength on her body. How could such a terrifying cultivation suddenly occur in just over a dozen days? This is unreasonable. Suddenly realizing. After all, I am Jiang Yuyan's father, so kneeling like this is shameless. Jiang Biehe forcefully propped up his body and stood up trembling. At this moment, he looked at Jiang Yuyan's gaze. But still filled with deep disbelief and shock. There are many details that Jiang Yuyan hasn't figured out yet. But one thing is right. She is no longer a fragile woman who can be bullied. But rather, the heavenly fairy girl with the later strength of the Grand Master. Jiang Yuyan slowly turned her gaze to Jiang Biehe in front of her, her gaze icy cold. Jiang Biehe has been wandering the rivers and lakes for many years, and he immediately sensed the crisis of death. Quickly speaking up for mercy. Yuyan, I am your father. You. Before he could finish speaking, Jiang Biehe only felt intense pain coming from his chest. Afterwards, he could no longer make any sound. I can only watch myself fall with a strong sense of unwillingness. Jiang Yuyan didn't even glance at Jiang Biehe's body much, so she walked straight outside. A heartless and unjust villain, just kill it casually. Why talk nonsense? Suddenly, a golden light descended from the sky. After being illuminated by the golden light, Jiang Yuyan only felt as if she had something more in her mind. This feeling is very magical. The entire Ming dynasty, and even the entire Kyushu world. It seems that as long as she wants to know, she can immediately get the answer. Is this the opportunity to deduce the heavenly way? Li Gongzi, I think I'll be able to find you soon. The kindness of a drop of water should be repaid by a gushing spring. Li Chang'an taught her martial arts, taught her cultivation, and helped her rewrite her destiny. Although the process was a bit rough, tough, and crazy. But the magnitude of this favor cannot be solved by a drop of water, it must be solved by a gushing spring. Anyway, she must find Li Chang'an. Just as Jiang Yuyan stepped out of the Jiang family gate, a woman in a red dress suddenly appeared and stopped her. Jiang Yuyan, what have you done? Across the mainland of Kyushu. Looking at the information of the newly listed individuals. Everyone felt the ultimate shock. Surprisingly, she is both a woman and a yin-yang wujigong. The daughter of Jiang Biehe, a hypocrite, is another unknown little girl. To achieve such cultivation, I'm afraid it all depends on that magical technique. What kind of terrifying existence is this continuously occupying 6 spots on the Tianjiao list? The heavenly way rewards the opportunity to deduce everything from the Kyushu continent, is it so exaggerated? Shocked, puzzled, unbelievable Jiang Yuyan is the 6th selected individual on the heavenly way list. She is just like the previous 5 people. Not only is she a woman, but she has also practiced the yin-yang infinity skill. At this moment, as long as the head is not pinched by the door, it can be seen. Yin-yang infinite skill, not simple. It's not easy to control the power of this martial art. There is one more thing. The reward given by the heavenly way is actually an opportunity to deduce everything in the 9 provinces world. Isn't it true that she can easily find out any secrets in the world of Kyushu? This is the 25th place. How terrifying should a reward with a high ranking be? Whether it is ordinary people or an emperor, whether ordinary warriors or land immortals. No one can maintain composure. Daming. In the imperial garden. Emperor Zhu Yuanzhang of the Ming dynasty looked at the information in the sky with a somewhat dazed expression. Also, is it our daming? P.S. For flowers, for all data.